Good day and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an outstanding first couple of races, and we are continuing live from Rijeka, from track of Grobnik, with SuperStock 1000 category. This is an excellent race ahead of us as well. We have a lot of fast guys here. We have Christopher Bergman, who went stunningly today. He went 126.6, comparing to Michal Fila 127.0. Fila is back on the track. Michal Prashek was on the third position with 127.7. And in the second starting row on our screen, number 176, Dario Horvat from Croatia, of course. He is here also at home. He is actually from Zagreb, but all of Croats are at home here. This is our only track, and this is always a home, feels at home for us. He was also very fast with his best lap time, 127.9. Arnaud Friedrich went 128.0. Mate Lacko was on 128.4. Then the third starting row was for Thomas Svitok with 129.4. Florian Hassler was on the 8th position with 129.6. David Božić with 129.7 on the 9th spot. Diego Miloch on the 4th starting row on the 10th position in front of Mario Oreški, another Croat, competing here in the Alpe Adria as well in this race. Zoran Butarin, also a Croat, on the 12th position, number 76, with the best lap time 132.6, and 5th position also for the Croat rider Denis Petric with 133.3 best lap time.
Did you happen to know what the news was about our number 7, Kamil Krimin? Because we should have him here with us. Of course, he's currently 3rd in the championship with 125 points.
Yes, he's injured.
Still the injury.
Yes, still the injury, and it's he is here. He came
because
here.
we saw him.
Yes.
He didn't start. We saw him already in the timesheets, but he wasn't able to start due to the injuries.
Yes, due to the injury, but he came here. He had a big wish to compete.
Yeah.
A lot of will, but unfortunately, it is difficult for him. This is our Mario Oreški.
Yeah, this is the one with
the
Aprilia.
Aprilia, yes.
Yeah, RSV4. Beautiful bike still. It's already a bike which has been around for more than a decade, but it's still a gorgeous bike to look at.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. For sure. But we're looking at the championship again, and there's a huge difference in points within the leader, Christopher Bergman from Sweden, of course, for the Wojcik Racing Team on the Yamaha. He didn't win in the first race. That was a prey for Arnaud Friedrich, but all other races were to his name. So 175 points at this particular moment. He has a 38-point lead towards Arnaud Friedrich, and I talked to him early this weekend, and he said, "Well, I'm concentrating on the stock right now. He's not competing in the superbike, which he did in the former rounds in Pannonia Ring and Oschersleben, where he jumped from one bike to the other, competing in the stock 1000, and then going straight onto the superbike where he won as well." Nevertheless, he said, "Well, this weekend I really want to try to wrap up the championship already in the stock 1000 category, and then we'll be competing again in the superbike as well in the stock in Most." So,
yes, of course, he knows what his priorities are.
Yeah, getting that championship under his belt, and he should be able, maybe, hopefully, to either get the full wins and leave it till Most. That will mean that even if Arnaud finishes 2nd in both races, he should not have more than 2 points to his name in Most, which is very likely to happen. Nevertheless, he should be finishing these 2 races first. But he is the fastest man on track again has proven to be a very well. We're looking at the back of Arnaud, and it's good to see that he is really taking this championship really seriously and putting us full effort to wrapping up that championship, even with another race, another weekend to come with 4 races still on the agenda. Well, we're talking about a stock 1000, which will mean that we'll have a 14 lap race with a track length of 4,168 meters. That means we'll have a total of 58.35 kilometers, 2.59 miles per lap. But it's really fast if you see that that we have lap times of 1:26 here over 4K. That's really a high average speed.
Yes, exactly. As we were seeing earlier, this is a very fast track which has big counter lanes, which then give the riders enough.
But
therefore,
because of the nature of the track with the camber, it has a very small and very fast ideal line, and therefore, especially at the high speeds of the stock 1000, overtaking, as you already mentioned in the earlier classes, you only got a few overtaking points left over. You really have to get the flow within the banking perfectly done to get those lap times to the 1:26s. To be honest with you, I do think that Christopher Bergman is the only one capable of doing 1:26s this weekend.
Yes, and we all have to keep in mind that Bergman is here for the first time. He has never been on Grobnik, and yesterday when he got on the bike for the first time, he went 1:27.2. Everybody was a bit, like...
Okay, then. This is the level of competing. And to be honest with you, he had an electronics problem when he had it to 27.2. So.
Yeah, so... But that is just showing the quality of Christopher Bergman. And hopefully he will have a great next season as well in the World Championship.
Yeah, talk to me. We were speculating the other weekend when we were in Oschersleben that he was actually aiming for a spot in the Moto2 Championship. That has not been decided yet. This is his solemn wish, but he's still open and he's still on the market. He has not decided where to go. We might see him back next year, of course, with the Wojciech team. Also with the team that we're trying to get to the Moto2, but they haven't found a spot yet right now. And with the budget, of course, that is really expensive racing in the World Championship Moto2 category. So, yeah, we might see him back again, maybe in the Superbikes or on a double stint like we've seen before. It's good to see some people around the track here enjoying the Saturday afternoon here on the Grobnik track here in the mainland of Croatia, just behind Rijeka, with the 1 minute sign up. That means that we're closely towards the warm-up lap again. It is the fight for second and third what we will probably be concentrating on. Arnaud Friedrich has not done himself too much of a favor, starting from 5th position. He's still got a bit of work to do.
Yes, it will be difficult for him, for sure.
Dunlop's on pole, in this case by Christoph Bergman. Then we have Pirelli-clad BMW in the hands of Michael Villa. Then we have Prajek, who has the same BMW with the Dunlop tire. So wonderful mixture of tire manufacturers again here within the Alpe Adria Motorcycle Championship. I don't think that's going to work in the same spot. You sure? What are you taking out now?
And we are in the warm-up lap. So it's Bergman and Prashik in the front. As we said, we expect a good race here. Good fights. And after this in line, we'll have, of course, the Superbike category. And then, again, a combined race. But this time, the Alpe Adria Cup combined race with the 600 and the 1000 cc bikes. So a lot to come, ladies and gentlemen, here on our beautiful track. So stay tuned.
Yeah, pretty much impressed by the 27 dead, 27.006 from Michael Villa, which might be a bit of a prelude. Hopefully it was not the one-off. See if it will be able to follow Christopher Bergman. As you already said before, Mislav, it's rather warm conditions here. Oxygen level will be a little bit less for the combustion engines to give its full power. Stock regulations, of course, FIM rules, European Stock Championship. Headed to the Alpe Adria International Motorcycle Championship. Wonderful addition to that program. And hopefully looking towards some more competitors for next year from some international national championships probably joining us, and see if we can add up to the tally of 13, 14 people on the grid. We've got room for more, as they say.
Riders are approaching their positions on the grid. More or less everything is set for the SuperStock 1000 race. Of course, we will repeat this program tomorrow as well. We have the green flag waiting for the lights. Who will be best off the line?
Lights out, we're off. And there we go, it is Bergman pulling away straight away.
Yes, Bergman, and it's Dario Horvat on the second position. Right behind him is Michael Villa, and then it's Prasek on the fourth position, and Arnaud Friedrich behind them. What an excellent start by the home hero, Dario Horvat. Entering the Rijeka corner, it's Bergman way in the front immediately. Horvat now loses the position to Villa, but still on the third place. Right behind him is Michal Prasek. Going to the chicane. Bergman, Villa, Horvat and Prasek. Excellent start for Dario Horvat.
Surprising everyone. The Kawasaki, the sole Kawasaki around in this field, but definitely made use of his experience here on this track. Oh, somebody's
off. I think it's Arnaud Friedrich who is off the track.
Grass tracking through the dust.
Horvat loses his position. Now Prasek is on the third place. Back with the leader. It's Bergman, number 71. Way in the front of Michal Villa. And now a big fight between Prasek and Horvat for the third position. Prasek for the moment has the third place, but Horvat is very close, and he will most definitely try to overtake at the end of this home straight.
Yeah, also it wasn't a great start for Michael Villa, but he recuperated quite well. In second position now for Prasek, for Horvat now in third position. Latsko, fifth, sixth position for Bozik, Zvitok, seventh position Florian Hüssler, and it was indeed Arnaud Friedrich, the number 37, who went grass tracking. It's not MX, it's road racing. We're talking about the Stock 1000 category. He probably mistaken his bike for this time, but hopefully we'll be able to rejoin the race. Can't see it for right now, but he passed the line anyway in 13th position, so has been able to get back into track again.
So still Bergman, Villa, Prasek, Horvat. In between them, it's half a second. Again, we are back with the leader. Long 12 laps to go. It will be when they pass the start and finish line.
Yeah, Bergman, of course, also known for his consistency. Therefore, not easily phased as well. He's going to pick up the pace. But look at this first flying lap, which means a 27.4 in this case for Christoph Bergman. But look at the 27.3 for Michael Villa. Beautiful. The BMW ridden by Mikko Vela from the Czech Republic for Zikora Motorsports. Beautiful lap, and actually closing down within the second of Christoph Bergman.
Yes, a long way to go. Bergman will have to keep his pace in the low 27s if he wants to stay on the leading position.
Yeah, Arnoud Friedrich not doing himself a favor, still in second position, but with the catching up he has to do to get some points again. The Camille, of course, not there. Also Marek not there. So not anyone really. Marek Skopek not there. Mikkel Prazik is the one who is probably doing the most to his point scoring position. If we're looking at, he is currently in 5th position with 63 points. That will probably move him towards the 4th position. But of course, he's not there yet. Still a long way to go. Next lap, and we'll have a 27.3 now for Christopher Bergman. Then we have a 27.6 for Michael Vela, extending the lead between the numbers 1 and 2. Christopher from 0.9 seconds to 1.298, say, let's say 1.3 seconds is the lead now between Christopher Bergman and Michael Vela. Michael Prazik closely behind there, and with a 127.9, trying to keep the pace from Vela. Hova not doing too bad as well with a 29.2 in 4th position. 5th position for Latsko. 6th position for David Boziak, and then we got a change in positions between the numbers 8 and 9. Diego Miloch is with his Aprilia in front of Svitok. And it is Arnoud Friedrich who is trying to make the best out of it now in 12th position.
Yes, Friedrich will have a long way in front of him to gain some points. It'll be difficult for him to get through the crowd, but he can come to, let's say, 7th position, so he can progress a couple of places, but it will be very difficult to pass through the traffic. So still Bergman, Vela, Prašek and Horvat, who has an injured hand because he crashed in the Croatian National Championship in one of only 2 races being ridden this year. So it's Bergman and Vela. Small differences in between, only around 1.5 second.
Yeah, but Vela is in the championship. Is not really a threat. We can only find him back in the 15th position, in the 14th position in the championship, with a win to his Italian Oschersleben. His main competitor, a rival anyway, is Arnoud Friedrich, and due to his cross tracking, he's not doing himself much of a favor. With his 25 points to his, will make it a total of 200, and we'll keep a close eye out on the next race, which could mean he would wrap it up even before that. Before we go to Most.
Yes, he's in a very good position to do that. Most definitely, if he finishes tomorrow on the 1st position, he will clinch it. And you take into consideration today's mistake by Arnoud Friedrich.
Yeah, Philly is not letting me go. Let's see what the difference is on the line right now. Look at the lap times. The last lap is a 27.8 for Christopher Bergman, and also it's a 27.4. Actually getting back to him. Yeah, 4/10 of a second within this lap. So he's within a second again. It's good to see that Michael Vela is not, throwing in the towel already, waving the white flag. He's really trying to bring the fight to the really fast Swedish rider, and therefore making a good race out of it, having good fun, being able to do a 27 flat. There's a little bit more within the capabilities of Michael Vela, so good on him, pushing the BMW to the maximum. So I can see from this distance probably still the old version of the BMW. A new one is being rolled out throughout the national championships everywhere and doing great. You can see in the BSB, British Superbikes, also in the World Championship Superbikes, that the BMW, the new version, is doing really, really well. A more nimble bike, easier to handle, and completely redesigned by the Bayerische Motorwerke. But it's the Yamaha R1M from the Wojcik Racing Team, ridden by Christopher Bergman, still in the lead with another 9 laps to go. Let's see what the next one, then we have another 8 laps to go. Next lap is a 27.599 for Christopher Bergman. Michael Fila 27.63, difference 1.1. It's like a rubber band up and down. Michael Prasek, it's a beautiful one, 28.6, but losing ground, of course, with a solid 3rd position. Dario Horvat still in 4th position, the numbers 176. Surprising everyone with the Kawasaki, the home rider. Now in still in the 4th position, doing a 29.8, 29.4, closing in time a little bit. Matalasco, that's Suzuki. We've almost forgot that. We still have a GSXR 1000RR Suzuki within us. Of course, also a good production bike in the stock class.
Best, probably, with the price and everything.
Yeah, price quality scene. Always a nice handling bike. Easy to tune, easy to handle. Good to have the Yamaha. So we have a nice mixture of brands here with the Yamahas, the Kawasaki, the Suzuki, the Soul Aprilias. Now we have 2 Aprilias actually. 2 of these RSV4s still being quite competitive. Of course, in the hands of Max Biaggi.
Yeah.
The World Championship Superbikes towards the Italian manufacturer quite a few years ago already. Of course, Max Biaggi now running his own Stirlgarde racing team within the Moto3 Championship. They are in Silverstone right now with Aaron Canet on board of that particular bike, having a go at the World Championship Moto3. So you see these guys are still pretty much involved in the racing.
We see the difference between Bergman and Fila is around 1.1 seconds. They're riding very similarly, therefore the gap is steady.
Yeah, he's a clever rider, Christopher. He's probably watching his pit wall, see that gap is closing down within the second and opening up the throttle tiny a little bit more, not letting him get any closer than the 1 second gap. But he's not giving up with the BMW. Still there. You see the body language of Michael Fila, absolutely still going for it. And we got the fight for 4th position as we see on track now. Let's keep an eye on that one as Dario Horvat will be able to hold on to that 4th position. Difference was 0.7 in the last lap. It looks a little bit less physically on track. We'll go for another lap and then we'll have another 6 laps to go. 27.8 for Bergman, 28.3.5, 350 is 1.5 gap. 3rd place for Prasek still. And then that fight for 4th and 5th position. We have to wait. Still really close by 0.3 of a second. It was a slightly faster lap for Matalatsko with the Suzuki. The 30.1 for Horvat and the 29.7. 0.4 of a second quicker in this lap. Maybe we can switch back to that fight for 4th and 5th position with Florian Hüssler, the Swiss rider on the Kawasaki, also doing a very decent 29.9, also sub 31, riding in 6th position. To complete the top 10, Bozic, David Bozic, the numbers 3, 2, 1, 7th position. The 8th position for Diego Miloch from Italy, also on the Aprilia, and Thomas Vitok on the Yamaha. 9th for Arnoud Friedrich, trying to make the best of a almost lost course in the beginning of the first lap. still in 10th position, scoring a little bit of points. Whoa, there he is, live on track. That was the fight we were talking about. It's Horvat still in front of Latsko.
Yes, this will be a big fight we hope for. We don't want to Latsko just pass and break away. So neck to neck, Kawasaki versus the Suzuki, and the Suzuki outbreaks him. Can he stay behind him? Off they go into the corner number 3.
Hungary and Croatia against one another. What's that like? You tell me, you're from Croatia.
Yeah, it's always fun and difficult.
But he's passed him.
Yes, of course. We're not trying to stay behind him, but Latsko has more strength. As we said, Horvat is injured and he's having a hard time giving it the full race distance. Only 4.5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the lowest point of this track, also known as the hole.
Yeah, we christened it again to the black hole now.
Yeah,
I think it's more impressive. But we might see some bikes vanishing there into the black hole.
Memory vanishes when you crash there, believe me. Believe me. Every time. If you crash there and you're not being taken away by ambulance, you can call it your next birthday.
Okay. Then you
been there, done that.
Oh, you've been there.
Been there, done that.
I was just on the brink of asking you, is this from experience?
Yeah,
and you already confirmed it. This is experience. All right. Yeah. Glad to see you around, though. You look a lot younger now. Being reborn in the black hole. There we go. But look at Arnoud Friedrich. You know, he's doing his best. Still doing sub 30s with a 129.689. He's not giving up. I think good on him. Compliments to the German rider racing for Team LRP from Poland on the BMW. Arnoud is not giving up. He's not giving away the championship right now. He's doing all his best, and if we look at his position, 10th now, and Thomas Vitok is the next on the line. But that gap is pretty significant. I don't think he'll be able to cross that because, let's see, 130 now was the last lap from him, 32. He made a small mistake again in this lap because he did a 29 before and now he did 32, pushing too much. So I think 10th slot will be probably the maximum. I think your compatriot is not giving up right now, is he?
He's a very competitive rider and he will not let go until the last corner, if he's able to.
0.259 of a second is the difference between them on start and finish. He was a 30 plus rider. Now he got back under the 130 benchmark with a 129.9, so he's really trying to fight back.
Of course, he's trying to keep his distance, keeping the distance small between him and Mate Latsko.
So it's a healthy rivalry between Croatia and Hungary then?
Yes, I've had a couple of racers from Hungary who were very competitive and had big fights with them.
Yeah, but sportingly then.
Of course.
Of course, he says, of course.
Yes, always you can see correct riding in the small categories.
Yeah, but we're talking about the big bikes now. We're talking about the stock 1000 machinery.
Yeah, still the 600 was also very interesting with a lot of guys with David Juhas and also Alan Jodfrey. Those were two very fast riders from Hungary. And also,
I think
my colleagues in the SuperStock 1000 had Viktor Kispataki, who is now part of a team of Mate Samado in the SuperSport 300. So
some healthy rivalry from the neighbors.
Yes, always there were a lot of Hungarian riders here. Not so much of them today, but before a lot of them were
that's the Aprilia
Championship. Yes, this is the Aprilia of Mario Oreški.
Only the A is still remaining. The Aprilia is gone.
Yeah. Back.
We should go into the penultimate. Yes, it's the penultimate lap for Christoph Bergman. Michael Villa still trying to keep line, but 5.2 seconds the difference between the numbers 1 and 2. And then it's another 6 seconds, 7 seconds. It's 14 seconds down the road where Michael Preisig is having a solid third position. And then it's Matelasco for Horvat, for Florian Hüsler. And then it's change in position there. When the fight is between Diego Miloch and David Buzic. The Aprilia is slightly in front. That was the number 321 in front. No, it's wrong. It's the number 35 in front of the number 321 on track. And Thomas Vitok now 9th position. Arnoud Friedrich in 10th, as we said before. But it's been a very well balanced and controlled race by Christopher Bergman, doing great to make a solid another 25 points to be able to write down the name of FIM Stock 1000 champion for the season 2019. That's his aim. This is why he came to Grobnik this weekend to get this secured, and he will work closely to Poland when he's in Most, of course. While the number 3 bike for Mario Oreski, the Aprilia, is being lapped already. We entered the last lap with Christoph Bergman still doing 127s. Incredible consistency, 27s all over. And
yes,
if he would have taken this bike into the Superbike class straight away, I think the rest of the Superbike field, which is very, very, very competitive, will still have his hands full with Christoph Bergman. Although it's quite demanding, doing 13 laps in the stock race and then jumping onto the Superbike under these hot conditions here. It's about 28, 29 degrees at the moment, is it, Milos? Yeah.
Yes, it's around 30 degrees.
Yeah.
It's very, very hot. Now it's a bit cloudy, so we don't have direct sun hitting us, so it's a bit lighter. But
fortunately for the ride, it's a bit of a breeze, so there's a bit of wind going, keeping the body temperature down to a level. Of course, these racing suits are perforated. The air can get through, especially through the front, and having a bit of air into them. We're going towards the checkered flag. If the director will be able to catch the leader again, then we should have the checkered flag out again for Christoph Bergman. There he goes. Checkered flag goes out. And another win to his points total, which brings it to 200 points in total. 8 races, 1-0 score, but 8 wins brings up a total of 200 points for Christoph Bergman. And another few points only for our dear friend Arnoud Friedrich if he brings it home. Crowd is appreciating it. 2nd position for Michael Villa.
Yes,
another Michael Prasek, the other BMW, also from the Czech Republic, in 3rd position. 4th position, the number 14 from Mate Latsko. He brings the Hungarian Suzuki to a 4th position. Dario Horvat, after a brilliant start, finally brings it home in 5th position for our Swiss rider with the Kawasaki, Florian Hüsler. Then David Bozic. In 7th slot, 8th position goes to Diego Miloch, the Italian rider on the Aprilia. Thomas Vitok, 9th position. Arnoud Friedrich, after his incident in the first lap, still he has brought it home in 10th position, at least scoring some points. For Zoran Buterin, Denis Petrik and Mario Oreski already been lapped by Christopher Bergman. So that's it for 13 laps of stock racing, Stock 1000, the FIM European Championship.
Yes,
we'll go back to commercial shortly, and we'll come back with you with the Superbikes, and that's going to be a belter as well. I think it's going to be a good race. The 16 laps in total, they will competing 66.68 kilometers in total on the demanded track of Grobnik. Hope to see you back shortly. Back to commercial, and thank you for being with us in this race for the Stock 1000.